This is the talk of Music City real estate.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the talk of Music City real estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr here with Realty One Group Music City.
Hey, Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team, and welcome back. It's Sunday evening.
Welcome back, Carey Ann. We have a supersonic special guest in the room tonight.
We do. I'm so excited. I love her.
The lady behind the man. I should say I'm the man behind the lady, probably, huh?
My blonde twin. Love her.
The neck that turns the head.
My wonderful wife, Connie. Thank you for being here, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. It's about time, right?
It's about time. It's about time. She is, Carey Ann, as you know, she's my partner in crime here with Realty One Group Music City. She is our operations manager. She is the heartbeat of the operation. She makes sure we stay on that within. I mean, that we're rolling. The agents are getting paid the day they bring in the check, and all the compliance is happening. I mean, everything rests on this lady right here. Thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.
She does. She does an amazing job. She's built a culture too within the organization.
Yes,
that is really special.
So it was really hard. We were just talking a minute ago. If you're just tuning in, it was really hard to make the decision as a couple. First of all, to work together. I mean, I don't know.
Boy.
Yeah, that's not easy itself.
I wouldn't do that.
Because you can't turn it off. I mean, we say,
never.
okay, we can't. Let's not talk about work, and then next thing we're
talking about work.
Right, Connie?
Yes. Always.
So, Carey Ann, as you know, because you've been with us throughout this whole step-by-step process here. We were one of the top teams with one of the top companies in Middle Tennessee with 6 top agents, amazing people, and selling, close to $100 million of real estate a year. And I, about 3 years ago, I get this wild,
crazy idea
that
you have those. They probably come often, I think, with you.
That we need to, let's change this franchise and let's go buy another franchise that I felt had a better culture involved. Because the other company I'd been with for 27 years had suddenly become publicly owned the prior few years, and I could just feel a difference. It just didn't feel like the agent mattered as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all about the agent because that's what I've been most of my 36 years in the business. Has not been as a broker owner, but it's been as a producing agent out there. And so I really understand the frustrations, the sufferings. I really understand the pain of leaving money on the table. I really truly understand all these things that every agent goes through out there. And when we bought this franchise then a few years ago, this other franchise, and we found out that, wow, this is a great culture, but no technology if you're not in the 80s anymore anyhow. And most of us aren't, and
I hear they're coming back, but not yet. Not yet.
I know you like an 80s band, but this is different. But anyways, so then, they say until the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than the pain of change, we tend to stay the same.
Sure.
And I kept saying, Connie, we're losing thousands of dollars a month. We've got to get out of this thing because it's become so hard to recruit experienced agents to a 70-30 split. And that's what we were faced with in that organization. And I think back in the 80s, that was really cool. Or if you're out in the country somewhere, that's totally cool. But in a very competitive market like metropolitan areas like Nashville, Cool Springs, Franklin, that kind of stuff, it's extremely competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just becoming too difficult to dance around the white elephant. The white elephant in the room being that 70-30 split. Oh, yeah, it's a wonderful thing to do. And because I think in today's world, the agent's realizing that, I know for a season I need that broker's help, but the amount of help I need starts diminishing the longer I'm in the business. Mm-hmm. But that commission split of 80 or 70 or 50 or whatever it is, maybe it has stayed static, and that's what's been hard, I think, to live by. So then I came to her, and again, I really
with this crazy idea.
Another one.
I said, sweetheart, I know we just lost almost $200,000 in that last experience, but I've got a great idea. Let's give the agents all their commission. And she's saying, are you crazy? What did you say, sweetheart?
I can't say that on the
air. But seriously, I really applaud her Carey Ann, because that was tough. It's tough to go from a place where you're losing a bunch of money because of an antiquated business model, and then you're going to move into the future of real estate.
Sure, yeah.
Which also creates a scenario for a season that's really tough, not easy on the broker, because it's
scary.
It's a negative cash flow for some time, because when you cut everything to the advantage of the with the advantage of the agent, and still provide all the things that that every agent wants,
right,
in all the top 8 companies in town, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the. I know, Connie, you pay the bills. Does there leave a whole lot of room for that?
No.
I mean, and that didn't slow down your effort and the amount of time that you worked. I mean, you probably worked even more, I mean, I see you in the office working so hard, and so that was, they say taking big risks, have big payoffs. So that was a big risk, it sounds like.
It was worth it, though. I mean,
it's paying off.
Where we were before, we were at the end of the year, at the end of that first year, when our agents that had capped were going to go back to their 70% the first of the year. It broke my heart, because I just knew there were really good quality people that were looking at us thinking, I can do better on a split somewhere else. And it had nothing to do with us as people, as brokers, as owners, as
supporters,
supporters, but it had to do with their financial, the financial need, and I get that. So when Monte found Realty One, and being such an agent-centric company, it took a little talking, but yeah, it was the right thing to do. I mean, we've always wanted this for him. Yeah. All of these things, and now our agents have it and more, and there's so much more coming that we just, it's incredible.
Get you excited.
It does.
Get you goosebumps.
I do.
So
Love that.
It was a tough transition when I told her, I said, we got to get out of this company, and we're going to buy a company that we're going to give it everything to the agents. She said, you're crazy. We can't do that. And I said, we can, and let's do it. And she said, okay, finally. And here we are now, about 13, 14 months later. In the meantime, we've grown over 400%, Carey Ann.
Amazing.
I'm so proud of our agents. And we just celebrated this past weekend our awards, because we didn't have a holiday party last year in December. It was too hard to get a hold of everybody. So we did one in January. And to see that this group of people, first year in the business, is responsible for over $191 million worth of business, over 600 transactions right out of the box like this, and we've got a lot of newer agents, I mean, we've got a culture that, the other morning on the huddle call, we have a retired minister that shared some, very inspirational words on creating your business, creating for the new year and so forth, because of the one word that, that you're involved with as well now. So it's so cool now that we're over that little bit of a hump. As far as the momentum, as we just shared last show, we've made a commitment to purchase the second franchise in Nashville, or we found our location at Berry Hill, and we'll be moving into that. And once again, Connie's putting her expertise back together, and bringing that to make another beautiful environment, for a great
Well,
culture.
if you have not had an opportunity to go to the Realty One Group Music City office in Franklin, you definitely want to do that, because Connie put all of her love in that office, and it's just, I can go for a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, I can talk real estate.
Corona.
I mean, it is just great. You did an amazing job there. So,
thank you.
So I can't only imagine what the new office is going to look like.
Yeah.
I think she just told me she purchased a few accessories already.
6 guitars I ordered today.
6 guitars.
Now we just have to learn to play them. Then we can start a band. Oh, look, this is what we're going to do. Realty One Group Band. I love it.
We're going to have a stage.
Oh, even better.
Open mic night at ROG Nashville.
Yeah,
Giddy up. Yes.
I'm coming. I love it. That is perfect. Well, you are a big part, and we are only as good as the people that we surround ourselves with, and having an awesome number 2, and for her to be your wife is great. And also, she's an amazing friend. So We love her too.
Yeah, it's
Don't cry. It's only the beginning of the show.
Hey, I'm usually on the couch with the dogs and a glass of wine listening to you two right now, so it's a little different for me being in here.
Well, this is a really important show, so we wanted to make sure you were on it because you got to see us from the beginning. You know, us coming together. How many shows ago? 51 ago?
51 ago, yeah.
You know?
Whole year ago.
A whole year ago. I can't believe it's been this long, and scared to death. You know, if you saw we record these shows for the ones that are listening, but I was holding on to my jewelry the entire time. I remember just not knowing what to say and us trying to repeat ourselves multiple times. So this has just been a blast, and I've learned a lot over the last year. Being part of the show for sure. Yeah,
this has been a great time of growth and a great time of sharing with our local listeners some secrets behind the veil, behind the curtain. As far as real estate and mortgages are concerned.
Yeah.
And so it's been. I've loved it. I've really absolutely loved it.
And there are special guests coming in. Yes. You know, there's been
we've had so many, quite a few guests.
Yeah, so many, and I've learned so much. You know, with the different programs, and one thing that I will say is, I think by talking more, it's created that creativity and the curiosity to build more, you know, and I think together we've been able to come up with some really neat ideas to help many more families in the local area. So that's been awesome for sure. Well, when we come back, let's put Connie Cyr on the spot here. Yes, let's do that. Bring it. Let's do that. We'll take a short break. You've been listening to The Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Hi, my name is Monte Mohr. I'm the broker owner of Realty One Group Music City. I've been an active real estate broker for over 35 years now, personally selling thousands of homes. That's why I recently opened Tennessee's first Realty One Group office. As a real estate professional, would you like having it all? Cutting-edge technology, full support, world-class training, same-day commission deposits, all for free? How about strong collaborative culture, national brand recognition, new high exposure, easy access office, and a non-competing broker committed to your success 7 days a week? Now let's top that off with all experienced agents receiving 100% of their commission from day one. I know, where's the catch, right? There is no catch. Call us today and schedule a confidential meeting and learn why Realty One Group is the fastest growing real estate franchise in the nation. Call 636-8244. That's 615-636-8244. Or go to topagentsuccess.com. That's topagentsuccess.com.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr here with Realty One Group Music City.
Hey, Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team. And the one and only.
Connie Cyr.
I'm going to kill you.
We are going to be dead later.
To know Connie is to know she doesn't have a Sue in her middle name, but because she's from Chicago, and I think it'd probably be against the religion in Chicago to give somebody a double name like that, like Carey Ann.
Yeah, I was never supposed to be a New Englander, I don't think.
But Connie Cyr just kind of fits her, but she doesn't think so.
Yeah, Monte gave me my Tennessee name.
There you go. Well, it's us girls, us blondes with two names. It's perfect.
All righty.
We're doing it, and we're making it. You know what? And we're making it in this town.
That's right.
That's
right. Thank you for finding that song for us, by the way, Carey.
I love it.
So let's put Connie Cyr on the spot here about your role in this whole thing, Connie. So you get to see agents coming in, or you get to talk to agents that are thinking about, I'm not sure that I need to be leaving 20 or 30 or 40 or 50% on the table any longer. I'm thinking about looking around. At the same time, I don't want to forfeit maybe national franchise exposure, or forfeit the technology I'm used to having, or forfeit a great CRM, or some of those kind of things, or the training and the mentoring.
Right. The daily routine I'm used to.
So when you're talking to these agents, Connie, because you have a lot to do with the recruiting effort, I'm just so proud of you for that on so many levels. But so what would you say to somebody who's thinking about moving?
Well, it's not as hard as it used to be, number one. And people think it takes a month and your license in it is inactive. And there used to be a day where that was the case. It was several weeks. Your license was inactive, moving from brokerage to brokerage. And now it could happen in 24 to 48 hours.
Wow.
And right. And folks think as well, if I leave my brokerage, I'm going to lose out on my transactions. They're not going to pay me. They have to pay you. That's from Trek.
They have to pay you what you were going to...
If you have something under contract, yes, they absolutely, you still do that commission. That's still your business. And, depending on what your independent contractor with that brokerage states. But absolutely, you're due your pay. But it's fairly easy. I mean, you sign your Trek form and file it online. Everything's done online. And usually within 24 to 48 hours, we can switch you over in Realtrack, switch you over with the association, and it's done.
What if a company insists on a exit interview? Is that something people have to do?
No. Out of respect for their relationship with their prior broker, a lot of people like to take the time to do that.
Right. I think it's a great idea.
But when they're holding that agent hostage and not letting them move on with their business and not letting them, move on with where they want to be, then it can be a little bit of an uncomfortable situation. Because sometimes they're dragging their feet and it takes an extra week or two. So it's really disruptive to the agent's business. It's not really fair to the clients who are feeling like they're in limbo and all that. But no, it's not nearly as difficult as it used to be.
Okay, so sign a document, you can be moved over in a couple days.
Absolutely. And if the brokerage that you're moving to should have a good onboarding package available, so it makes that transition easy for the agent. So you can, rebrand yourself, get your business cards, get your yard signs reordered, get your headshots done, logo packages, all of that stuff. And we have an onboarding email that's our introduction to the agent, and it gives them all those resources right up front. So boom, they can hit the ground running.
Wow. So what about back to the changing over? So what about if somebody's got a few listings? Who gets those listings?
Well, again, that depends on your agreement that you signed with your current broker.
Because those are that broker's business, correct?
Right. All the business is the broker's
That's
business,
right.
the brokerage's business. But typically, I know what we would do as a brokerage. If they have an active listing that's not under contract, that listing would go with them.
Okay. And why would that be? But if it's mine, why would I let them take it?
Well, it's what's the best interest of the client.
Oh.
It's
good answer.
Right?
Good answer.
Absolutely good answer. No, I mean, people don't care what color the sign is or the name on the sign. It's a relationship business. And for you to pull that client away from that agent who they have that relationship with, it's just, to me, it's just not right. It's wrong.
I agree 1,000%. And I also agree with what you just said about the consumer doesn't care what color sign
they don't.
Have. They really don't.
No,
they care about the relationship with the individual.
Customer service and relationship, absolutely.
So the client decides they want to the real estate agent decides they want to make a move to Realty One Group. And so now they go through a training process, an introduction process.
Oh, onboarding.
She has an incredible onboarding.
Ooh, tell us. Well, don't tell us too much, but just tell us.
We do a one-day class. It's about anywhere from 4 to 5 hour class. And we cover everything A to Z as far as systems, everything as even from the new agent starting out, where to get your training for writing contracts, all the systems, all the policies and procedures, and even stuff like helping them with clause language. So when they're writing offers, how to win multiple offer situations and different things like that. So our onboarding is pretty extensive. And a lot of our agents come back a second time for what we call a refresher because it is a lot. It's a pretty big brain dump for one day.
A lot, yeah.
But they walk out of there. I get excited, especially when we have experienced agents that come through our onboarding, and then to see the look on their face when they leave, it just makes me feel really good that we're doing the right thing and we're providing so much more than they had before.
Right. And not just the money. The money part is
that's
frosting.
just frosting. Yeah. Yes.
The real cake is all the other things.
Yes. I like the cake.
So do you guys provide training?
Yes.
That's kind of a loaded question, isn't it, you guys?
You guys, yes. Weekly training, monthly training, one-on-one training, as well as our over 1,500 hours of online training available in our One University. And it's totally mobile, so they get an app for their phone, so they can train anywhere, in the gym, mowing the grass, laying on the beach.
Now, is that an upgrade? Do they pay extra for that?
No, nothing. No training is, we don't charge for any training.
Holy cow.
Nothing.
Wow, that's impressive.
Not a bit. Outside of their office fee, they don't really.
So their office fee is how much?
$150. But they can reduce or eliminate that as well. So,
And how do they do that?
by introducing good quality agents to the company. If they bring someone in that they think would be a good fit to our culture and our core values, and we bring them on board, the agent gets a reduction in their office bill every month for a year.
For 1 year.
1 year
Wow.
for each agent. Yeah. So, and they're the ones out there in the trenches. They know the good people to work with. So,
Carey Ann, would you believe that 45% of our agents came from within?
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean that shows the
is.
confidence of the culture of
Well, people want to work with people they like,
Yeah, get to
and
choose.
trust. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
exciting. Now, the training that you provide, we had Jimmy Welch III, the best
Amazing.
dressed young gentleman.
He's amazing.
He gets dressed to go to the bank. He wears a
Yeah.
suit to go to the bank. Love him. But he was sharing how he was connected with. He was, what did he call it, Monte? His freshman season or freshman
campaign.
Yeah, he was finishing up his freshman campaign, moving on to his sophomore year or something like that. But he was sharing with us that he was connected with a mentor, someone more senior,
Right.
And learning so much from her and Joey.
Right, Joey.
Is that what you do in the office too? Try to team people up?
Yes, we do. And that's actually my ultimate goal is I want to be a mentor one of these days when I get to graduate. I want to get out of the office and mentor and train.
Yeah, Connie knows more about the process. She knows more about the contracts than I do.
Yeah, the systems. The day-to-day out in the trenches, not as much, but I could put them with somebody. I know a guy. But
I know a guy. I love it.
But no, I would love to mentor new agents because that's the thing I think that causes a lot of folks that fall out in that first year is they just don't have somebody there
know what to do,
holding their hand and being responsible for them. So it's important.
That is
Carey
really
Ann,
good.
can we continue this conversation?
Yeah, let's continue with Connie Cyr here. You love me. I owe her a whole bottle of wine with that one. I know. Yes. We'll take a short break. You've been listening to The Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Are you someone who is looking to gain wealth through real estate? My name is Carey Ann Cyr, and I'm with CMG Financial and my mortgage team. Whether you're looking to purchase your first home, a second home, or even an investment property, my team and I, we specialize in making the process of homeownership smooth as possible. With our vast variety of mortgage programs, our competitive interest rates, and our local support center, we have the ability to serve so many deserving families and help find just the right mortgage program to fit within your short and long-term financial goals. Mortgage loans is what we know, and approving them is what we do. We'd be honored to help you begin the process today. Check us out at yourtnlendingsolution.com. That's yourtnlendingsolution.com. Or give us a call, always a friendly voice, 615-456-4456. That's 456-4456. We look forward to helping you and beginning your mortgage application today.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr here with Realty One Group Music City.
And Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team.
And Mrs. Mohr herself, Connie Cyr. Yeah.
And we're talking about transitions into new real estate firms.
Yes, getting away from the mystery of, is it hard to move from one company to another? I guess we just explored that it's not. It's really a simple process. And then now I guess we talk about why would somebody want to even consider Realty One Group Music City other than the 100% commission or the cutting edge technology or the world-class training or the very cool collaborative culture or the national brand or the very experienced non-competing broker that shares the office-generated leads that are coming in, the cool coffee bar, same-day direct deposit, commission checks, a low $150 a month fee, and a very reasonable $4.95 average transaction fee.
That they don't pay most of the time.
Exactly. Why else would they want to come?
Why else?
What else is there? Well, and they get to work with Carey Ann, too, as a preferred lender.
Yes.
That alone would be a reason, Anyway.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, this is an incredible incredible organization that we're so grateful to be part of. Part of the process when I was looking for a mortgage company, a real estate company, Carey Ann, was when I found out the leadership here. I mean, we had the man himself here, Vinny Tracy.
We did, yeah.
The president of Realty One Group was the former president, international president of RE/MAX International. And what a man of wisdom and experience, and to have him
such a nice gentleman, yes.
He is such a sweetheart. Mm-hmm. And have him as the leader of this organization I'll tell you, it played a big role in my mind, because I hadn't heard of Realty One Group, but that's been our biggest challenge is obscurity here in Middle Tennessee, because we've been the first office to open up, and as we shared, we're about to open up a second one, 5,400 square feet in Berry Hill. We're also opening a sister company in Smyrna.
You are? Okay, wonderful.
Yes. So that'll be an office coming up here in the next month or two, opening as well. So our agents will be able to use all three offices if they need, copies or whatever, a place to hang out. Yeah, so pretty excited about that.
I love a no-name company coming to town. I was a girl who brought two no-name companies, back in the day. And, you can easily go to a company that has a reputation here, or, that might already have traction here. But why not start with one that nobody knows and build your own reputation and build your own culture and build your own, path, towards success. So I'm excited for you guys for that, because it's been rewarding for myself. We opened CMG Financial 6.5 years ago.
Wow.
And who was CMG Financial at the time, right? There was a no name, and what does that mean? Those initials, and are you really a mortgage company type of thing? And to know that we're number one in the state, and the loan officers that work within my organization have all grown. The percentages of some of them have doubled, in production. But really, what it comes down to is systems, a process, and then the people. Just really good people that surround you and believe in you. And I think you guys do a great job with that, with your crew, for sure.
Well, thank you.
We do. No, there's such honor in what we get to do for a living, and I think you agree, Carey Ann, that we have the ability to be a part of one of the biggest things in someone's life.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we have divorces. We've got newly married couples that are first-time home buyers. We've got, people that have lost a spouse or a loved one. We have people that are retiring and hitting the road in an RV. And, to be honored with being a part of one of the biggest transactions, one of the biggest assets in their life, from on both of our sides.
Right.
It's just, there's such honor in what we get to do for a living.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to stop. There's been many of us shows that Monte and I talk about some of these big boys or gals, for that matter, are coming in and making changes. But really, when it comes down to it, people work with people, and good people. And I think if you lead with your heart and you continue to do the right thing, you and I will stay in business for a really long time.
Yeah, it's not me that I've been touting the bandwagon or the flag about. It's not. I'm not concerned about my business. I've got a database of folks that know, like, and trust me. That I don't do any marketing anymore. They know that I'm their guy.
Right.
And it's the agents, though, that only been in the business for a year or two that are struggling to try to get that momentum going.
Sure.
Those are the ones. That's where my real heart is concerned for, because. You know how hard it is to get inertia going. Mm-hmm. You see young loan officers struggling the same way, I'm sure. And you have to, to as the leader, I know that we all struggle sometimes of managing expectations. They get into it with one idea, and we know it's a whole different reality. Mm-hmm. And so when I see, when I compare it to, around the fishermen around a lake. And it's one thing to have too many fishing poles in the water, but it's a whole other thing is when that holler, that dredge comes through, it's not good for, it's not good for the fish or the fishermen or the population around that lake. That's the kind of disruption that I am that they're not my friend. And I'd pull no punches on that topic.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I will forever be against the iBuyer, just to make that clear in case anybody listening wonders.
It's a new year, so we need to hear that again.
I shared, do you see, we have one listener who is really inspired by how passionate you are with the iBuyer, and he wrote a whole article about it himself and put it out that. Which was great. And, and he's only 22, 23 years old.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. No. Well, I read some of his articles. He's a wise individual. He's
a very, very wise. But that was I love that because we have inspired other people, to share their voice and to talk.
Well, we got to think about it, and the main thing is that the consumer should be educated on on the whole situation there, and that's what I feel is not happening, because if the consumer was being educated, then there would be a greater amount of homes being purchased in MLS than 8%. Okay, 92% are being purchased around MLS without the help of an agent, and that's because I believe that that's a better environment for somebody to maybe. I'm not saying they're directly being deceptive, but they're directly being deceptive. They really truly are. They're painting one picture and it's something totally else. You don't have to pay a commission, but you're going to pay this 14% transaction fee or doc prep or whatever they want to call it. So anyhow, I feel like we're going down that
no,
but that's a sensitive area. I'm sorry.
But I do think what we learned with all of that is marketing, and a lot of money behind a strong marketing campaign can change and turn heads, right? And so with good training, with our new agents and or loan officers, we can teach on that, and we can teach that if something's in front of you, they always say if somebody's going to sell an apple, you need to sell an orange. You need to change the concept. You need to turn their head a different direction. And so, with your great training that you have in the office about how to market themselves a little bit different,
right.
And to be an educator is so important today. You can't wait for somebody to call you. You can't just be there, and just show up and then come to the office and think that the phone's going to ring.
And that's what happens, unfortunately. To be clear, Carey Ann, I just want to make it clear that I take ownership. I take some ownership in that status right now with the iBuyer, okay, of their ability to rip the community off. Okay, I know that's a harsh way of talking about it, but the reason I take ownership in that is we as an industry have failed to make sure that the consumer is having a good experience every time. And and I know that you can't control every situation, but I also know that there's times where the agent could be, maybe a more in tune professional and be more, have studied themselves, to be approved on a higher level, so the consumer would know, and they wouldn't be experimenting with them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and what I love too with you guys doing so much training is, I work with a lot of agents from beginners to seasoned to all over the state of Tennessee and many states, right, for that matter. And, there's many different quality of agents. And one thing that I find with folks that work with companies that have solid training platforms is that they just are a step above the rest, right? They just know how to do it. They know how to communicate it properly. They know how to perform in a way that is ethical, number one, and allows for the experience to be top notch. But then there's that 80-20 rule, right? There's that 20% rule that's sharing with me that, that maybe 80% don't, and we're in that, situation. So
a huge percentage of the local population of real estate professionals has only been in the business for less than 5 years. I mean, a huge percentage, okay? So they don't know all the questions, let alone the answers, and that's no fault of anybody's, but that's why I'm so insistent that our newer agents are mentored by somebody who's very skilled and that they understand what they're doing before they get out there and they're not experimenting with their client.
Now, I just got a question here sent to me. So does Connie share Monty's same iBuyer passion?
Absolutely.
Does it run within the family?
Yes.
It's in the bloodline.
She can't help but hear my rantings of it, because you think I rant here, I rant at home as well, okay? Because I am passionate about it. I mean, it hurts me to think that a company like that has grown locally 1,800%, that they've shipped out over $20, $30, $40 million outside of our economy, outside of our homeowners, because of a lack of understanding of what was going on, and I'm sorry, you were going to say.
That's okay, and we've seen firsthand from a client standpoint what happens.
We have,
and it's
appalling.
It's
appalling.
It's tragic.
And now it's to a place where how do you catch them before they get caught in that marketing
right.
web?
Well, that's why we're spending our money to try to educate the population here in Middle Tennessee that, look, guys, talk to a professional agent before you make that mistake. Please.
Talk.
Please.
Do that. Talk. We're going to take a short break and we're going to continue to talk. You've been listening to the Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
Monte Mohr here with Realty One Group Music City.
Hey, Carey Ann with CMG Financial and my mortgage team.
And I love that song. Thank you, Carey Ann, for opening our world up tonight.
Thank you, Carey Ann.
On the way here, she goes, look, I'm not Connie Sue, okay?
No, that's really not my name.
We just changed it. Get the paperwork.
Thank you, sweetheart, for being such a sport. I love that song. I'm going to be playing it all the time.
I know. It's going to be ringing through my head all night tonight.
Connie
so
Sue,
thank
Connie
you.
Sue.
I'll call you at 3 a.m.
I know you guys have humored me through letting me share about my conviction about the iBuyer, but I promise you, it's not coming from a place other than true concern. When you've been doing something as long as I have when it comes to real estate, 36 years, thousands of homes that are personally sold over the years. I'm not talking about what team members have done. I'm talking about personally over $1 billion worth of real estate. When I see things happening, there's a kind of a quick summary of where that might be heading in the marketplace. Okay, just because of all that experience, and when I see another one come to town now that's joined forces with another, a top real estate professional here in town. I get it. I get it being chosen by Zillow to be that one. But I do believe it's short-lived. And no offense to anybody, I promise, but I do believe it's short-lived because a company like Zillow is no different than a company like Open Door. They're going to eventually want to do their own thing and have their own company. So the fact that somebody is selling out, in different markets to be that.
Yeah, you're just a stepping stone. You're just assisting
all you are
them.
is a stepping stone. Yeah. Eventually, you'll be cast aside as well. So hopefully, in the meantime, you've developed a database of people who know, like, and trust you. But trust me, this experience is probably going to be temporary.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, from the mortgage side too. There's a lot of folks jumping into what they think is easy. What we do every day is an easy task. They just want to take on the easy transactions. 80% of the loans that I do each and every day are not easy. Right. Everybody has had a story, has had a life, and a credit report sometimes shares that, right? And so it takes somebody talented in the mortgage profession to be able to walk you through the best program, for you, not just the easy program. There's so many people on programs that we could have saved them so much more money if they just worked with somebody that took a little extra time and walked them through the right, transaction.
I think one of the first things I was ever impressed with you, Carey Ann, on your mortgage professional skills was the fact that you didn't go with what was the highest yield for the company, but you went with what was best for the consumer in each situation, being different. I was always very impressed by that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think that doing the right thing, I'm blessed to have had a mom that taught me that a long time ago, to always lead with your heart and do the right thing. It's going to come full circle for sure.
Speaking of your mom, let's make sure we give her a shout out. She's an amazing woman.
She is.
She's going to overcome this temporary hassle right now, and she's going to be a light in a dark area there where she's getting treatments and so forth. Really appreciate you, Meg.
Yes, well, we've started the Sparkle Squad. She's from the Northeast, I as well, but I dropped the accent, so she calls it the Sparkle Squad. So if you want to join the Sparkle Squad and share a little sparkle out there in the world for people, because sometimes people are going through something and we just don't know what they're going through. It just could be a really bad day. It could be cancer. It could be a loss of a pet or a loss of a friend. And so sharing a little sparkle in their day will make a difference. So I really love her, and she's a fighter, and she's going to do her best to fight this. So, Amen. So we have a lot to share with our listeners there, Monte. We've been doing this.
Episode number 52, isn't it?
52.
Wow.
It's a sad day, but an exciting day.
Taking it to another level.
We are. It's bittersweet. Yes. How about that? Is that what they call it? Bittersweet.
Yeah.
So for all those, we just want to thank you so much for taking the time to listen with us or listen to us every Sunday evening, 5 p.m. We've decided that we're going to go to the next level and we're going off radio and onto the internet and continue with our podcast, Talk of Music City.
That's right.
We've had some fun times throughout the last 52 episodes. We have laughed more.
I know I've grown.
We have grown. We have laughed. I think we've even cried on some of these. We've had a lot of growth, and we just thank everybody for taking the time to listen. But we've got so much more education and motivation, that we want to share. And so we definitely want to make sure that you continue to follow us. Like we were sharing, this as a podcast, so you can listen, on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Music, and others. Also, it's going to be on Facebook or YouTube. You just simply search the Talk of Music City. But we've got some short, great things that we're going to talk about that will ignite your business if you're someone in the industry or someone that who might be looking to purchase or maybe refinance. There'll be a lot of education there as well.
The real estate industry is constantly changing.
Yeah.
And our belief, my commitment is to be a resource to those changes by paying close attention to what's happening out there and giving a chance for the consumer and the newer realtor to look behind the veil and understand the details of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a lot of fun. Some funny times. Connie, see, you got to be on the last episode.
I know. Save the best for last, right?
That's right, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you're a real estate professional, yes, we are hiring. Yes, we do believe we have something special. I've been approached by multiple agents in our office saying, I really feel like I'm part of something that's really going to be something special with this organization, how it's growing and how we have such a family environment. It's just. And I'm feeling so blessed. I mean, it's just been a long road to get here, but at 67 years old, I've never been more excited. I've never been more energized. I've never been more, thrilled about the privilege of getting to serve these agents, because that's my job now. In the past, it's been out there, top producer. Now my job, my career, now my whole heart's desire is to work alongside the real estate professionals here in Middle Tennessee and helping them achieve far greater accomplishments than I have and take far less time to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And if you're somebody out there that is interested in learning more about the mortgage industry, you can definitely reach out to me. You can email askcareyann@cmgfi.com. Any questions related to mortgage, that's a great email address, askcareyann, CareyAnn @cmgfi.com. And if you're somebody looking to purchase, or get approved for mortgage or refinance, or even maybe look right now with the holidays just over, maybe you're wanting to reconsolidate some of that debt with maybe doing a home equity line. There's opportunities right now. The interest rates are still as low as they are, so we'd be honored to help you with that. It's 456-4456 is our number.
456-4456.
456-4456. 456-4456. I knew we would sing on this show by the end of it. I needed to get a jingle on that for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. So there's a lot of opportunity that we want to be able to help you. And, Connie, I've got one last question here. What have your thoughts been about this whole show and seeing Monte and I over the last 52 weeks?
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't be prouder of both of you because, between the two of you, there's such a wealth of knowledge. And to be able to introduce our agents to the both of you and everything that you have to help motivate and help them build their careers. It's not just about being a broker. It's not just about being a mortgage lender. You guys help so many agents see their dreams come true in this business, and I couldn't be prouder of both of you.
Oh, well, we love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in every Sunday night at 5 p.m. It's just been a blast. We can't wait to continue to have you follow us with the podcast, The Talk of Music City. We're signing off. Thanks for listening.